I had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Natasha, and no question was off limits. This is really the first time she's opened up about her life, so know that some of the things that we are going to talk about are of graphic nature.
This is how my parents saw me leave. This is what I look like when I came home.
A dramatic change brought on by nothing less than a nightmare that Natasha Herzig lived through. But her youth was a storybook.
I was in cheerleading on a national competitive squad. We were undefeated. I was on swim team. I was in Miss American Teen Pageant.
It was her stunning looks that turned this all-American girl into a victim. At 19, she was approached about a makeup job at a California mall and was kidnapped during the final interview.
We would be traveling in an airport and little girls would look at us and they would ask us, you know, what do you guys do? And the girls would say, we're models. And we were considered, you know, the red carpet hoes.
Her clients would pay thousands of dollars for an hour.
A typical day was servicing clients, was getting up at 6, 7 in the morning, and sometimes not getting home till 5 or 6 in the morning. And that is what you did all day long.
In between the long hours, her trafficker forced her to call home. But if she talked about prostitution, her family would pay.
We would follow and stalk my own brother. And he would tell me how easy it would be for him to kill my brother, and it would be all my fault.
10 months later, Natasha hit rock bottom when another girl who was also being trafficked was brutally attacked.
Her eye, I thought her eye was going almost like hanging out of her socket. She was so beat up.
Natasha finally got the courage to call a friend for help. She was rescued by police and reunited with her family.
I had no emotion and I was very numb.
She was in a downward spiral and resorted to the only thing she knew, sex.
I had to grow up very quick. I sold my body. I seduced men. That is the only thing I knew how to do as an adult.
And so the nightmare continued. Natasha was part of the porn industry making movies.
It is the journey I had to absolutely take to become the person that I am today.
So would you say you regret it?
No. Being in porn was my rock bottom, and I needed it. I needed to be laying there and looking around and realizing, what would it be like to be respected for who I am and not for sex?
6 months later, she found strength to get out once again. This time, her journey led her to Yuma for love and motherhood and a job as a Gila Ridge high school cheerleading coach. And then another setback. Headlines of her past surfaced.
It just is the way that it was revealed. And I don't have to stand up and I don't have to defend myself because I have not done anything wrong.
So she chose to speak out to a national audience and hopefully make a difference.
That entire time I had been filming with America's Most Wanted, and they were who I was obligated to, not to anybody here in this town. They sought me out to find justice after 10 years and to find that closure. I had had everything I ever wanted in my life except that.
Natasha's journey has led her to speaking engagements across the country. She tells her story of survival, and it's certainly one of inspiration.
You just don't go from being victimized and then waking up one day and not being victimized and be like, okay, life is great now. You have to now be able to live with what's happened to you.
Natasha's trafficker recently admitted to his criminal acts, and she will testify against him during the sentencing phase. She will also speak to Congress in an effort to get tougher punishment for traffickers. A movie along with other television projects are also in the works. For News 11, I'm Ana Corpus.